Hey, Jason.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. We have one
You
more
kind of
good
low.
evening on, huh? Huh?
I can't hear you.
No, can't hear me.
You really low.
All right. What about now?
You still real low. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's like really faint.
I'm not sure why it's doing that. Oh, one other thing to check. All right, we're waiting on one more. One more. One more. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
I want to know.
Good evening, everyone. We're waiting on one more. Here, I can turn it up now. How about that? That's louder. Too loud.
You're not loud at all, Jason.
It's something on your end. You got to turn your volume up. That's what it is. I'm loud. I can hear
I,
from. I can hear Yo-Yo's volume. It's loud.
I'm going to leave and come back in.
All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. Please bear with us. Technical difficulties. I don't know why. When we came in on time, trying to start off thinking everything was ready to go. I hope everybody can hear me this evening. Good evening, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Um, I think we have our other co-host on here. Good evening, Miss Yolanda Pulley. Can you hear me?
Very loud.
Oh, very loud. See, that's what I said. I knew my volume was too loud, so I could turn mine down. Sorry about that, folks. All right, what now? Am I good? And what
Hello.
about now? Can you hear everything now?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you fine.
My
So why
God.
didn't y'all answer? Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We
My
were
God.
talking.
Uh,
We were
hello,
talking.
everyone. Hello.
Welcome to the digital age, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another rendition of Frontline News, where we bring you frontline news and perspectives from around America and beyond. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Happy Valentine's Day to these two amazing women in the struggle. So I want to first start off by saying that if you didn't get a chance to catch the Patrick Henderson's Meet the People radio show this morning, you would have caught quite a bit of controversy that happened on the show today. But besides the controversy, I also had an opportunity to attest my love and admiration for this amazing woman that I'm about to introduce. Former mayoral candidate for Baltimore City, a champion for the people, the people's Titian, Yolanda Pulley. Good evening, my sister, and happy Valentine's Day.
Hey, happy Valentine's
Yes.
Day.
Oh my God.
Donna.
No,
Say
you just
something.
sound like Granny. When I said the Granny, she sang it too.
Oh, I gotta call Granny. My God. Yes. Anywho, I don't even know where to start. Um,
Wow.
it's so much that go on. I'm so much appreciative for it. I love my team. I love my team. I love Jason. I
Mhm.
love Donna. I just love my team. I mean, every day is Valentine's Day for us. Every day we go out here and save
Right.
somebody. That's our Valentine's gift.
Yeah.
So, to our listeners, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to thank you for being a part of us, and mwah, I love you on this day. But I love my
and,
ice for.
and family, without further ado, someone that I really have learned to admire as a big sister, although I'm older than her by a few years, but I still look at her as a big sister. So, an amazing life coach for our organization. She's also a tax preparer. So if you are looking for someone to do your taxes, she's an expert at it. Um, but without further ado, Miss Donna Tebron Green. Good evening.
Welcome. Well, I'm happy to be here tonight. Well, am I? Maybe. Yeah, I am. I'm excited. Today they said is Valentine's Day, and that's the one day that some of you are convinced that you should celebrate the love of your life. I feel like the love of my life should celebrate me every day. So happy Valentine's Day every day. Yes, I'm excited. Come on, let's come with it. Come on,
Oh,
Jason.
we got to give a special shout out, a special Valentine's Love Day to Donnie Glover.
Oh,
Yes, our dear brother. I'll let y'all do that tribute, the ladies.
Well, Donnie is when it comes down to this media, he's the apple of my eye. He presents Black media the way Black media is supposed to be, and I believe in giving people their accolades and their flowers while they're here. So Donnie, from People Empowered by the Struggle and Frontline News, mwah, we love ya.
we love you, Donnie.
You're going
You
on the
like the
Christmas
sun.
list,
You're always there.
shining bright. Oh, let's give a shout out to Champ Loveless and give a shout out to Smoldermore.
Thank you.
Happy Valentine's Day to the whole family, to the whole Black News USA family as well. And please, folks, throughout the evening, we will be displaying the sponsors that has made it possible for all of this to take place, for us to be able to have a platform to come and have, deep conversations, and hopefully at the end of the day, to be able to walk away with some sort of ideas and solutions to be able to better our lives. That's what we're hoping at the end of the day. So without further ado, let's get into this, ladies. So it's Valentine's Day, and I've already kind of expressed my love and my affection, already, and again, I know that for me, Black love is real. So the question today is is Black love still in existence? Is it still in existence? And what do you expect out of Black love? What is your expectations, and what do you not expect to happen in Black love? And let's start with Donna.
Well, I have a question because I need to go back some because I don't know if anybody else can admit it, but I'm still trying to figure out this thing called love. I mean, I'm up there, little brother, like, you look at me like your big sister, but I know what love is not. And yeah, so I'm still trying to figure it out. So I don't I mean, I know it's real, I know it's true, but I know it's everybody's ideal. And I mean, it's been so represented to me as to what it's not. Now I guess it's time for me to figure out what it is.
That was good. Well, the thing is that a lot of people is in love with the idea of being in love, and they're not in love at all, and don't know what it is. Love don't hurt. Love don't put people in immediate danger. Love goes out there and show love to the community. So
Respect.
Right. Showing dignity and respect is love.
Protection.
Yeah, I don't know about all that now. I don't know about
I'm just saying, like, it's the things that we don't, I think for some reason, like, people done gave us their perception of what love is. And then we've been around so many situations as to what love is not, that, for me and people like me that y'all call overthinkers, now I'm overthinking. I'm like, okay, well, I see what love is to you and I see what love is to y'all, but that's not what I've seen. I've seen what love shouldn't be. So it's like, and I truly believe it goes back to that saying that you have to love you first, because that I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying figuring that out, because with love, we realize we have a love language, and people's idea of love is different from my idea of love, because my love language, I realized my love language comes with affirmation. My love language comes with confidence in me. My love language comes with you taking care of me. That's my love language. And people have told me that that's like that's gold diggering and all of that. And I don't care, because I take care of people and I want to be taken care of too.
Right. Like I said, my love language is in the communities. I can't love nobody that don't go out there and fight with me, because you know, like I said, when we ready to throw the brick through the window, I want to make sure everybody's still standing there, that we're not standing there by ourselves.
Or at least have your bail. At least have your
Right.
bail.
Because Jason, hold on, Jason, if you run, I'm gonna lose all respect. Jason,
I ain't never run from a fight, so I ain't
Wait a
never
minute,
run
Donna,
from a
what
fight.
was
Trust
that
me.
song? I never ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I
And
won't
I'm never
run from
gonna run
black
from my
men.
own man. That's right. That's right.
Well, my thing is that with this black love, and as we talked about it on Patrick Henderson today, are we our brother's keeper?
Mm.
And when we talking about keeping people, we're talking about Praniti. I met the chat on the radio show, not in Messenger. I just want to clear that up, because she's giving Donna her accolades and Donna can't see it. Happy Valentine's Day, and thank you, Mr. Randolph from Tampa, Florida. Thank you for always joining us. We love you so much. Thank you for showing your support. But when we talk about, you know, keeping our brother, we're not talking about family members. We're not talking about you know, what goes on in our immediate circle. We're talking about, you know, our seniors, and and children and people that cannot fight for themselves. That's what we're talking about. Are we our brother's keeper? We're not.
when it's convenient.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like some people keep when kept. Some people just want to be kept and don't want to keep.
Right. Well, see, my thing is that it's time for Black people to understand what my brother's keeper stands for. And you know, when we down there, we're fighting. When we out there fighting for people, we don't do it because we want accolades. We don't do it because we want recognition. We don't do it because we want money. 9 times out of 10, we don't even tell you what we're doing. You'll see us out in the street and be like, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" And I'd be like, "Oh, we out here fighting for people." That's what we do. And that should be the thing that controls all narrative.
It should be the norm.
Right. Taking care of our community. Stop letting criminals run rampant and hold us hostage in our own community. That's not your brother's keeper. That's terrorism. I'm just being honest.
It's third world country thinking.
Right. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Know,
I love my people, but I love you enough not to see you do wrong or condone it. That's how much I love y'all out there in the world. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, no, that's important, because that's another layer to love, and Donna talks about this all the time, about the layers. Everything has these layers to it. So is it that, you know, because the question is about the question that we started off with is about, is Black love real? And I think it starts at the many different levels to even be able to experience or share love. If you have in any one of those layers have ever been traumatized or ever been, you know, hurt or harmed, you know, that stigma is real. And by the time you get to that layer of a relationship, marriage, and things of that nature, you may be too damaged because of all the other layers that led up to you being this whole onion.
But Jason, I think it's as real as the people involved are. So if you have real on this side and real on this side, it is absolutely real. But if you got somebody with a mask on their face, and then you got somebody that's trying to be real, then you got what you got. So Black love is real. It is real, but it's as real as the people involved.
Yeah, but do they understand what it looks like, what it feels like? Because we've been so hurt and so damaged in our own community.
That's the layers.
Right.
That's the layers.
Even as infants and children, even in our development stage, we see it in our own community. You know, I had a conversation with several people that told me about, you know, well, my grandmother never really showed me love like that. She never told us she loved us, or my mother never. She always provided for us. You know, she always was there
but
for
that's
us.
it. But Jason, that's why we have a diluted sense of what love is, because in a lot of our families, they didn't say "I love you." They didn't say it, and I mean, it's a lot of us that if we really go back, like it's like, that's why I ask people, what does love look like? And it's like when I ask my people, when I'm talking, you know, as the life coach, and when I talk to people and they like, well, I want this love, I want this relationship, I want this marriage. And I asked them, I said, in your youth, what is the most successful relationship you've ever seen? And then, we talk about that. And then, I challenged somebody recently to tell me what the most, and I don't want to say the name, and I hope they're not offended that, that I'm even bringing it up, but this is the perfect situation. It's like, they want love, they want marriage. And the most successful relationship that they've seen was their grandparents, and their grandparents was alcoholics that fought each other. So successful to them means they stayed together through it all. That doesn't mean love to me.
Right. And many times they didn't fight in front of the children or grandchildren, but there was a very toxic relationship that was going on behind the scenes.
But if we learn, if that to me looks like the perfect love, and that's what I'm looking for, what is that? Like, what is that? It's like, that's why we have to redefine what it means to us. And what it means to me is something I've never seen. Like, I've seen parts of it, but that's not what I want for me. It's a whole lot that I want for me that I'm not willing to settle for anymore. Like, I feel like I told y'all about my knight in shiny armor. Like, literally, like, instead of horsepower, white horse. Not horsepower, because I've been, it's like, I'm waiting for my white horse, and then I see some horsepower. Then, I tend to settle for the horsepower. No, my grandmother said to be very specific when we pray. So I definitely want my white horse and, my, my knight.
And you don't want a castle like Yolanda?
No, Yolanda, I'll leave the castle to Yolanda.
Wants a black horse, so she don't want anything white. So she wants a black horse.
No, because it got to be different for us. We don't want the same color horse. We might get distracted.
Donna gonna steal my horse.
You already got your horse. There you go.
No, you're gonna steal my horse that's in front of my castle because my horse gonna look better than yours.
No, that's your blessing. I need my own horse. That's the problem. We be trying to ride other people's horses. Like, that ain't my blessing. I want my own horse and my own castle and my own prince or princess.
Well, see, the thing is that we grew up with the fairy tale Walt Disney love. We are waiting for this guy or whoever to come in and save us. And that's the narrative that we always been pushed. When we look at, like, I'm not the, what you call it, the
romantic.
Yeah, I'm not none of that. I'm not any of that. But Christmas movies moves me. And it's only the ones with castles in it. And that's what I want.
Jason, you don't think that's kind of strange of both of us to think the same way? And like, we both go back to the fantasy life instead of the reality. That goes to show that's trauma.
But no, but it shows me that both of you are heartless romantics. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what it's
realize.
What the heck?
Because again, at the end of the day, you want a castle and the white horse, and
or maybe you should think that we so screwed up. But Jason, maybe we so screwed up that the reality of it is we rather think about it in the book. Right. Because it's in your face. Like we don't think we've been through so much mess that instead of us thinking that, it's like I'm looking for the happily ever after because I must get it. I gotta get it. Everybody try to get that happily ever after, and I think it's out there. And I might just find it in me.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to seek it within yourself first before you try to display it. When we go out there and we jump into all these relationships and we're as broken as we are, two broken people can't fix each other.
No. Because if you're not happy, you cannot possibly ever make nobody else happy. And like when we hide things and don't tell people ultimately what's going on, it's like, we die in silence. That thing that you said, Yolanda, we die in silence. And it's like, I think the biggest thing for me is I've seen people die of a broken heart. I don't want that. So I would rather not expose my heart.
And what do you mean by die in sense of broken heart? I mean,
like literally, I've worked with patients like even with my physically. I've seen it happen. I've seen couples be together so long, and one pass away, and then the other one right behind them pass away. They literally call that in the medical world them dying of a broken heart. And like sometimes you just watch it happen, like, and it's so sad.
Well, watch this is what I need. This is what I need. My people who are called by your name, I need them to get some professional help before they start jumping in relationships talking about they in love. We got to peel back the layers, as Donna say. We got to peel back all these layers of hurt and trauma. And, you know, we endure a lot as Black people. And how can we go out there and say that we can love somebody wholeheartedly when we're just as broken as they are?
You got to recognize it, though. We too scared to say we broken. We too scared to say we hurt. We rather walk around and look angry, because in our community, we get more respect for being angry than hurt.
Right. Well, I just need Black people to understand, people anyway, not even just Black. I just need people to understand that therapy is not a dirty word. Psychiatry is not a dirty word. And we should use it to our advantage, because these are professionals. I mean, it's just like anything else. You got to find your fit. A psychiatrist has to fit you. Don't try to force it. If it's not there, find somebody else. But like I said, we have to start peeling back some of the layers so we can get to love ourselves and get to love each other.
Perfect example of that is someone that we've been helping recently within the community. You know, had always had challenges dealing with mental health professionals. But through our guidance, we were able to kind of really help them to match up with someone that they feel comfortable with. And they actually expressed that they were, you know, actually excited about their psychiatrist and excited about therapy, and really felt that they had found someone that understands them and listens to them. Sometimes the first, you know, 2 or 3, you know, maybe even a half a dozen psychiatrists may not be the right one, but then you'll find that person that really takes the time out for you to get to really understand you and help you understand what these feelings are that you're dealing with, and these, you know, mental thoughts that you're dealing with, and help you kind of really, you know, understand them and be able to process them better in life. You become comfortable enough to work with that person, to allow that person to do that for you. And that's the whole success of getting mental health when it's suited right. But it's sometimes it's a dance. It's not, doesn't happen immediately or right away. And you may have to seek other professionals.
You might have to try again and try again. That's just like, Jason, you know what I found out, just like with everything else in life, you'll find the right person through their eyes. So if you're looking for a therapist, I mean, literally look in their eyes when you're talking to them. Like, you know, if they give you if they give you the feeling, because like I said, you got to feel it out. So if they give you the feeling that you're just a client, take them for what it is. Like, you know, I don't want to deal with nobody that looks at me as just a client. I need somebody that, you know, when we talk, when they see me, it's like, oh, this is Donna. Like, you know, I'm different, because, you know, I'm different. I'm a special kind of case. Yolanda, shut up. But I'm a special kind of case. So I need some special people around me that, you know, that can handle me, because I don't have the type of therapist that said, Yolanda.
Right. And we don't mean special like in special needs. We mean so like Sean.
No,
no,
we did. No,
Sean
we didn't.
Paul special. I'm so special, so special, so special, so special.
No,
real special, real special, real special.
No, I was talking about the special. Yeah, she's special.
That's what I mean. Very special. So I need a special type of people to handle me, because I'm a special type of person.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Wow. Yolanda, shut up.
I didn't say nothing. What is wrong with you?
It's in your eyes. I just told you. It's all about the eyes. It's all about your eyes. Be like, look. So anyway, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
No, so I was trying to find this quote. So I know my eyes have been distracted for a few minutes, because there was a quote that I read a quote earlier on the radio program, but there's actually another quote that I saw when I was actually kind of scouring through, and I wanted to share it with you and get your thoughts on it. So it says, love is nothing. To be loved is something. But to love is to be loved. That's everything. Do y'all agree?
Wait a minute. Read that again, because wait a minute. Go ahead. Okay.
So to love is nothing. To be loved is something. Okay. But to love and to be loved is everything.
That is everything. Yeah.
I think that's one that just flew over the cuckoo's nest for me. But okay.
So
You love
again,
it. So when you
it
give
means
love,
that I
it's
love
nothing for you to
myself.
give the love,
I
but
love you.
it's everything for you to get the love.
Right.
But then when you got somebody that's giving and getting, that's everything.
That's
Because you're
everything.
giving and
Oh,
receiving
Right.
it. So
all
yeah.
right, got
And
it.
that's what true love is really about.
Mm,
It's a give and a take. There's a
mhm.
yin and a yang.
Right.
There's an exchange of energy.
Hmm.
And many times, like Donna tells us all the time, you have to watch your energy and who you exchange it with.
Yeah.
Because if you exchange it with negative people, then at the end of the day, you're going to be drained, and mentally you're not going to be sound to deal with your own issues. So you have to really
Mhm.
watch who you exchange that energy with. And that energy sometimes can be that expression of love.
Mhm.
If you love on the wrong person, there's a possibility that you may lose everything, all of yourself, for absolutely nothing in the process.
But Jason, let me tell you what I found out in our community. What I've realized that we are so traumatized, and we don't understand that we're so traumatized that we're attracted to other people's trauma.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that gets as deep as it get. And then a lot of times we look at, even with parents, and I told y'all that sometimes we feel like just because we did it better than our parents, then we were a better parent. That's not the case. That's just like with love. Just because we doing relationships better than our parents doesn't mean that's love. So it's like you literally have to take what love represents to you and like really think about it. And it's like if it doesn't make sense, then don't accept what you see. That's what I said. I will never. I'm not settling no more ever for nothing. I'm not going to be able to do it because we don't know if we're going to be here today or tomorrow. We never know. And I prefer not to be happy because you're happy.
Mm.
Like I've done a lot of
Yeah.
that. Like I've literally been in relationships and I've literally said to them, "Are you happy?" Like, yeah, I'm happy. Oh, okay. Well, wait a little while and are you happy? Like, and that's when people should know. For me, I guess they will know now that that's when it's time to cheat. Because if you know me and I'm not happy, like, and
Vote.
I'm trying to stay in a situation because you're happy, and I'm asking you if you're happy, and I'm telling you I'm not, and most of the time I'm trying to back away, but me trying to appease you to keep you happy, I end up cheating. That's what
Yep.
I did before. I'm not cheating no more. I'm
I
not.
was gonna say that's what mental illness looks like right there.
No,
You
I
get to
mean,
see it
but we
firsthand.
got to be on. We got to be honest, and like, if that's what you see, if your partner is asking you if you're happy, and they ask over and over, and you don't know why they're asking, first of all, that's a problem. But it's like that's my last. That be my go-to when I'm not happy. It's like I literally have to ask you because, like, if I'm miserable, you got to be miserable too. And some people just hold on just to hold on
We got
because
a text message that say that damn Donna.
who's who's
Trina said that damn daughter. She's
I
on.
mean, I can only look. I'm in the search of truth. So if that means telling the truth about me, I'm gonna just tell the truth about me.
Right.
Because what I realize is, it's like if you want people, if you want change, you be the change. So if I want people to be honest, they got to see me honest.
Yeah.
What does it look like for me to be saying, okay, well, I'm the most faithful woman you ever seen. All kinds of skeletons, bones and bones.
I'm glad she's in therapy.
I
This
didn't
is what a
I didn't
changed
know
woman
this was
looks
Tell
like.
the Truth Tuesday.
Yes, it's
Therapy taught me to tell the truth. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because what it looks like is when I don't tell the truth, it's a puzzle. When people start wondering, it's something about her. What's going on? If I tell you everything about me, I ain't got to worry about nobody else telling you.
Well,
We said silent.
we have
Somebody.
someone that said that she makes me sick, but she's telling the damn truth.
Oh,
And the
I'm
other one
just
said,
saying.
"Tell the truth,
Look,
Donna."
look,
Some
family.
people might just need to hear it to make it okay, right? Who said that?
Right.
Throw their name out there. Call me
I,
later, y'all.
I ain't
Look,
throwing their name
family.
out
If
there.
you'd like to join us, you could join us. If you want to join us live, we'd love for you to come on. Again, the topic of discussion starting off with is Black love still real? Is Black love still in existence? And in some cases, what is your definition of Black love. What do you expect and what do you not expect? And we've heard from both these amazing women as to what they expect and what they are not going to expect. And, you know, and Donna has kind of shared a few skeletons out of the closet today with us.
Well.
I'm gonna have to call Granny on this one.
Right, right.
See, one thing about Granny, you can't tell her no bad about me.
Right.
And she ain't watching this, honey.
Anyway, so she's not gonna.
And you can record this all you want and play it for. I'm gonna say, Granny, it was a radio show.
That's right. They're gonna say, right.
Wait a minute. So this can lead into our next conversation. Do we love enough to let certain politicians keep running over top of us?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Jay said, was that how we were going to bridge that together?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Do we love ourselves enough to keep getting bumped by politicians? No, nope, I love you enough.
Introduce the next topic.
Well, so no, and again, it's relevant. And actually, I was going to transition into actually the other topic as well that we talked about at the same time. So it's interesting that you did that. But yeah, again, when we're talking about love, and even we're talking about agape love, again, in which, you know, for those, you know, there's a misnomer. It's not an African word; it's a Greek word, and that unconditional love that we should be expressing, again, in every level. I told you the different onion levels, you know, whether it's, you know, as a child, you know, to our children, to our families, to our elders, to our community, going through the different layers. And then even the folks that are supposed to be a part of our community, the politicians, you know, do we love, each other enough, you know, to want to protect each other from politicians and, again, policies that in some cases doesn't seem to love on the community or even relate as far as love on the community, you know. And we talked about this earlier, even in reference to like gun policies, things like that. Like they're so far disconnected from the community as to what the community really needs in reference to gun policies. But we don't say nothing. We don't speak out. We don't chastise. We don't give that tough love to our politicians to say, no, these policies really haven't done anything for our community for decades. And you really need to come to the ground, come to the community, and really ask us what it is that we need. But it seems like there's this, in some cases, over love and admiration for politicians that they can't do no wrong.
They don't even know.
It's unrealistic to think that the same ones that's sitting in the same seats that hasn't changed, the same policies that you had the same issues with for all the same amount of years. If you think it's going to change, then you got to understand that that's what mental illness looks like. Join therapy with me.
I have a question for you guys. Do you love Hogan enough to let him run for president?
You know what my mama told me? My mama told me if I don't have nothing constructive to say, then to shut up.
Well, my position has been with Hogan, and I've even presented this to his staff. What is your Black legacy going to be to the Black community?
How long he been there?
8 years.
This will be 8 years. He'll be.
And wait a minute. Can you think of one thing that he's done so far?
For who?
For our community.
Yeah, I can. He ignored the hell out of us. That's what I.
So what makes you think? So that's his legacy. That is his legacy. He does, when you know who people are, you treat them accordingly. He gonna try to run for president, and we're gonna be out here and letting them know, all our people know, you ain't getting our vote, buddy, because you had 8 years to show us that you don't give a sugar honey iced tea, and we're gonna give you eight more years to go retire and be whatever you want to be in life, but not our president, because we tried you as our governor. So like we already know, like when you know who people are, you treat them accordingly. We like ain't no need for us to go ask him no questions, because if he wanted a legacy behind protecting us or doing anything with us, he would have done it.
Well, see, my thing is when he showed me who he was, I took him at his word, and that's what people have to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Show you. When politicians And all these people, I don't care what seat they sit in, they can be sitting in the bathroom seat. When they show you who they are, you take them
Really?
at their word. Yeah, it's a seat, isn't it? You take them at their word.
Right.
I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of being bamboozled. Plymouth Rock didn't land on us. We landed on Plymouth Rock. That type of mentality.
We getting screwed without the lubricant, y'all. Like, I just want to say it. Like,
I told you when I run for mayor again, I'm gonna put a blow up doll in the air and ask these your people. Aren't you tired of being screwed?
And I'm gonna put a big old Vaseline jar up and say, in a condom, protect yourself.
But no, seriously. I mean that
we
brings
were
up,
serious.
that brings up legitimate issues again, and that's what I have posed to Hogan's administration. What is your legacy going to be? Now, again, to me, you haven't done anything in the 7+ years. He leaves out in January of 2023.
So why are you giving him an opportunity now?
Because my thing is, here's the thing.
Opportunity to
There's
do what?
still time
To put a legacy down. Like, he's not trying to put a legacy. He's trying to get votes. He's trying to get votes.
But if you want to try to get votes, then your votes and your pathway may be directly through the black community.
Do we trust him now? Because we already know that's a motive. He got motive now.
Right.
He had 8 years to show us that he don't give a
Right.
He had 8 years to show that he never had a black agenda.
So I mean, now we know it. So then it's what you do with it, Jason. Like, it's like, now he tried to do a couple little things and throw a little bit at us. Oh, excuse me, I'm knocking stuff over my bed. He tried to throw a little bit at us now and vote for me when vote. No, so you can't get nothing for me. Like, you can't.
Black people need to build a campaign against Hogan because he have shown us that it's all about business as usual for you.
Yeah,
it came down to our
and we got enough of them Republicans doing that. We got enough of them Democrats doing it. We don't need the Republicans doing it. Like, it's disrespectful. I'm sorry. I don't have a vote.
You showed us through your schools. You showed your school policy. You showed us through this pandemic. You showed us that you did not care about
through the Freddie Gray riots.
Yeah, you showed.
And he showed. You know what he showed me? He showed me the fact that you don't have time to meet with people in Maryland and Baltimore when all the devastation that's going on here. But he's been very, very active on CNN lately.
Yeah, because he's trying to build a platform.
Exactly. That's why I have no respect. I have none. None. Like, Hogan, I'm sorry. The only thing you can get from me is bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I can tell you what parts he can get from me. He ain't gonna like it, but I can tell you.
Well, see, my mama said if I don't have nothing constructive to say, don't say nothing at all. So that's the bye-bye was the most constructive thing I can say. Goodbye.
Mum's the word. Mum's the word.
But that's why I say until he physically leaves out the door, in 2023. Hold on.
He don't get a chance.
No, I know he hasn't done anything. And again, that scorecard, that report card still has to be measured. And as far as our community overall grade, again, even when you look at PG County, the largest concentrated black wealth in America, PG County, thank God to federal jobs in that area. There are more middle-class black Americans in that area.
That's the biggest plantation because it's right outside the White House. That's a plantation.
So what have you really done to help these communities, both PG County? It seems like during the whole Hogan administration that PG County and Baltimore City were kind of like these sacrificial lambs that, basically were just left out there, to kind of just deal with our own issues, our own political infighting. In many cases, because PG County and Baltimore City is such a Democratic, political stronghold, it seems like there's almost retaliation against these two counties. And I said it before, because really and truly, only 33 some odd percent of the city carried Hogan during the last election. PG County, like, those numbers really didn't matter as far as election numbers was concerned, poll numbers was concerned, because it was really irrelevant the amount of voters that really supported Hogan in the first place. Like, it didn't take him over the top. It was the rest of the counties, the mountain highs, the eastern shores that really carried him. So really and truly, for me, I understand why he's not doing anything for these two particular black counties, because there's no loyalty there. You're not
Jason,
our constituents.
Jason, let me tell you what's gonna matter this time, because you know the ones that did not vote, the ones that was convinced that their vote didn't count, those are the ones we're gonna get out there to vote. Those are the ones we're going to educate, not the old ones that just vote the name because that's their homie or they grew up in my area or my neighborhood. No,
Well,
we're
it
not
looks like
voting.
my grandson, because Yolanda actually heard someone say that they were voting for Kwaisi based on the fact that, Congressman Mfume, based on the fact that, he reminded her of her grandson. Like, come on, but what
We
is this
all got these little
political?
things about us, but at the end of the day, listen, what we've done so far hasn't worked. It hasn't worked.
Insanity.
Insanity, right? So then we continue doing that, and then then I don't even look like I'm in therapy no more, or we do something different. And like, I'm just crazy enough to do something different.
Right.
It's on paper.
Look. Are we to suffer from Stockholm syndrome in reference to going back to Hogan and saying, "Hey, what's your legacy and what you're going to do for us?" But knowing that we're kind of being courted in the Black community
Well, see, Jason,
by
my problem
the
with
governor's race.
But hold on. No, we've been courted
Everybody's
all across
talking about
America.
a Black agenda. Everybody.
Jason, hold on, Jason. We've been courted all across America. Look at the Super Bowl yesterday. Wait, we're heading to Jason.
I don't know where Jason went.
Look at the Super Bowl.
I'm sorry.
Look at the Super Bowl yesterday. Look at the Super Bowl yesterday. Like, come on now. That's in your face. Like, to me, it's exciting, but also disrespectful. Because if they wasn't going through all of that, like, when was that sign? How long have they been on there? How long have we known that they were going to do the Super Bowl?
Right. And why did it take? Because again, there was definitely,
because remember, it was like a couple years ago where they couldn't even do anything. They couldn't have no Black Lives Matter attire. They couldn't say nothing. They couldn't do nothing. Now all of a sudden,
this year you blackened the whole Super Bowl.
Everything. And like, now, come on. Come on. But you know, that's what they want people to start being complacent, because listen, they're going to try to get you to calm down just a little bit. But they ain't gonna hide no a whole bunch of Black coaches. You best believe that, because then now you got to start because next what's gonna happen is them women coaches and that's a problem, because you got them old white men that got this philosophy that they are the best thinkers in the world. They don't want no Black man, no white woman, no Black woman. They feel like they are the only thinkers in this population. They really feel that way.
Right. Well, that's
let me say this real quick, Jason. With Hogan, you said, what legacy he's gonna leave behind, and doors and all this kind of stuff. He never walked through our door. He never walked through our door,
and he never will.
Right. So they did a vote. They did a poll, last year before last, of who's gonna support Hogan for president, and it's like everything. When he seen that only 2% of Maryland would support him for president, then he basically turned on everybody. He turned on Baltimore City because he knew he didn't have our support in the first place. Because just like them all, it doesn't matter about the political party. We have a Republican governor. We have a Democratic mayor. We have Democratic city council, and all of them have shown us they don't care about nobody but themselves. I'm sick of these pocket liners. I'm sick of these lap puppies. I'm sick of these grown men sitting behind these desks and scared to let their testicles drop. I need you to grow a pair and stand up for what's right.
All you gotta do, they got surgeries for these days, and if they too long, just tape them up. It's okay. It's okay, because you can be wrong and you can live another day. But at this point, we're all fed up. You're not doing right, so let us come in and do it right. There you go.
Exactly.
But again, as we see in the Black community, we see that, here in Baltimore and Maryland, that we're being courted. And one of the things that I had pointed out to Yolanda recently, so we're really talking about Black love, right? Where does that Black love extend in some cases politically? I want to show you. We see how candidates will come into the market, into the community to run for an office, and then we'll see other candidates or other political figures come in and endorse them. and validate them. And I always heard, if you have to have a co-signer, then your credit is bad. You know what I mean? And in some cases, I see a lot of people that come into our
I
community.
just caught on to that.
What? If you need a co-signer, your credit is bad.
I just caught on.
but again, and we have people that come into our community who we love, admire, and respect, and then they tell us that this is the person for us. And I see this divisiveness coming up, especially in this governor's race. You have Peter Franchot on one side, as one particular candidate, and you have Franchot with folks like Reverend Alvin Hathaway, who's going to run through the community of Baltimore City and try to round up as many Black votes as possible for Franchot and tell everyone in the Black community how great Franchot is. And Franchot has a Black agenda and has a Black running mate. Then you have somebody like a Wes Moore that just today we find out that Senator Antonio Hayes has endorsed him and supports his candidacy. So now I'm confused because I'm in the community and I might support somebody like an Alvin Hathaway, but then I see my senator, who I also love and admire. Now the votes are being split. Now the votes are going everywhere. And then you have a candidate like Perez, who's trying to court the Hispanic community and in some cases court the Black community with somebody like Shannon Sneed coming on as his running mate. So you see the political games already being played. And what I kept telling Yolanda is what'll happen is because of all this infighting going on, and all these different political candidates coming in, especially on the Democrat side, you'll have a Republican come in with a quarterback sneak and come right in for the touchdown and then right back up in the governor's office again,
Yeah, but it's set up that way. Like
no Black agenda and conducting business the same way that Hogan conducted business.
But that's what they still going to do, because don't nobody say nothing. Don't nobody, only the same old ones vote, and the other ones that feel like, oh, I ain't going to vote because my vote don't count, not even realizing when you don't vote, it is counted. It is counted.
Yeah.
Don, can you let them know what we're gonna do for now, from this day out, as far as
know your vote?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we want to introduce is we want to come together and campaign and find out exactly who's running. And we're going to dig up everything on everybody that's running, that's representing anybody anywhere in Maryland. And it's going to take a lot, but we're going to get it done because it starts with education. Sometimes if you don't know, sometimes like in the areas that we live in, we don't necessarily know what's going on. Like, in my area, I care, but I really don't care because, and I can't vote for what really matters out here because it's a little tiny town out here, so it's like, no, I don't know nobody on there. And it's like, and even if I did, anyway. So
but that's also part of being connected to your community and why it's so important to be in a community that you connect to and relate to so that you can be a part of the process.
Yeah, but Jason, that's a whole nother conversation, because that's what I mean about the ones that get away from our community that we're used to, and we come to these communities that we feel safer, but we're never going to be a part of these communities that we feel safer. So we got to make our own community safe, and that way I do feel a part of my community, and my community feel a part of me. They're not threatened because of the darkness in my skin.
Right. So I'm in total agreement with Donna. A lot of people leave the city thinking that they're going to get better. And then when it comes down to voting time,
you get harassed. You get tormented and harassed. Like, God forbid, if you got kids, I've lived in Pennsylvania and my kids was called, the N-word. It was almost a riot, but, but it's like the areas that I've lived in, I lived in those areas because it made me feel like my kids are going to be safer because I have 3 Black sons. And me growing up or exposing my sons to the same neighborhoods that I was exposed to, the way I grew up wasn't the best. So I didn't want my kids exposed to that because I know they got my blood in them.
Right. And
that's why
Donna's coming back to the city that she loves, she cares for, because she know that her votes matters here. And that's what I need everybody to understand. Your vote do matter. And they actually count it when you don't vote. oh, well, we're not going to go and talk to them, and we're not going to plant a flower or a tree. We're not going to give them the tree canopy. We're going to put bike lanes in their communities.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ignore the crime in their communities.
You're gonna wake up and you're gonna be in a gated community behind.
Yeah, the gated community gonna be Baltimore City Jail.
That's what I'm saying. The gated community. Listen, like you remember how they did with Madison Park when Madison Park wanted to put the gate up and wasn't nobody going to the meetings, and then all of a sudden you behind a gate, and this is not Beverly Hills, so this is not a good gate for y'all. So then all of a sudden you look like you're in an institution right on North Avenue.
And what did I used to do? I used to go to the gate and shake it and say, "Let me out, free me."
But that's because you didn't think your vote was going to count. The theory was to prevent people from running in and out, especially being chased.
Really? Is that what it was?
No, the theory was to keep them animals in there. That was the theory.
Right. We was in the zoo. We had the people from Bolton Hill.
But they told you to keep them out, though.
Yeah, but the other animals they said. They tried to change the narrative, but I knew what the gates was for.
That was to keep them animals inside of that. So it literally became a prison.
And I felt institutionalized. I felt like, when them gates shut behind me, I felt like, it felt like it was trying to get me used to something that I was not going to get used to. I wasn't going to be used to those doors keep slamming behind me. So what I did as tenant council president, I fought for them not to lock the gates. I made it a safe and health hazard, because when you lock those gates, you lock out the fire department, you lock out the EMS, you lock out the police department, and you keep us in here to die. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And when Reservoir Hill and Bolton Hill and Stephanie Rollins, Blake, and all them wall passes, you should have seen the smug looks on their faces.
And besides, Jason, when they locked the gates, they just ran through people's houses. What was the difference?
Yeah.
They didn't need no gate.
We take their system and we use it against them. We find ways around it. When people started running, guess what they did? They knew the police couldn't jump the gates with all that heavy unit stuff on.
They jumped them gates.
They jumped the gates. We use their whole system down to their criminality against them. That's how, jump out Tuesdays and Thursdays. We knew what days to go out there and sell drugs.
The unmarked cars.
Boys was coming. We knew that at a certain time that it was okay to commit crime because, nobody was watching. We knew when they came down the street, 5-0 coming down. We knew all that. So we took their system and used it against them. And guess what we did?
Still got money.
Exactly.
Yeah, still got money. Look, so family, it's Primary Tuesday is June 28th. It's 134 days away. It's not much time.
Know your vote.
Huh?
Know your vote and know the time, because y'all checking the time, right?
So
Jason, it's 6:54.
Yep, and checking our time, and that's why I'm wrapping up, just letting the community know again, your vote counts. We're really going to be looking at trying to make sure that we empower the community by getting them registered, and then getting them educated and understanding exactly what their vote means, and who it is that they're voting for, because we feel that that's the biggest deficiency in our community. It's just really, understanding who our candidates are in the whole political process. So that's one thing that we feel that we can definitely take the torch on, and try to definitely empower our community on. And then if anybody would like to help or assist, I know that I'm a registered person to be able to take in registrations. And if anybody else is registered and would like to help us in the process of just empowering the community to understand their rights in reference to voting, and the importance of voting, please reach out to us. It is pebts.org@gmail.com. And if you need to reach out to our organization for anything, we are a one-stop shop, for all struggles. It doesn't matter what the issue is. We have folks that call us and entrust us in many different levels of their struggles in this city, whether it's mediation in the workplace, whether it's mediation with law enforcement. You had, you know, an improper interaction with law enforcement, but you don't want to call because you're afraid of retaliation. Maybe you're having a housing related issue. Maybe you're having an issue in relations to domestic violence, or maybe you're dealing with homelessness, or maybe you're life issues, mental health services, or in some cases, just we've helped people to just navigate through the bureaucracy of City Hall sometimes because they just didn't have an understanding what was going on. Or in some cases, people have been violated by City Hall.
We got 1 minute.
We just recently have represented someone and stood up for someone whose home is being threatened to be taken for tax sale based on a shed that she has proper permits, went to court for, and has, fought to have properly put on her property. And a house that's been given to her as a legacy from her family is now threatened to be taken away for $2,000 measly dollars because the city made an error. And
Jason, Donna got to get her final thoughts in.
Yep.
No, my final thought is going to be, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I that's why I just let it spin, because we have to know our votes. We absolutely have to know our votes. We'll get, we'll educate, we'll get the information, and we just ask that you know who you're voting for. My
final word is know your vote, know who you're voting for, and let them know who you are and what you will tolerate and what you won't.
And hold them accountable.
Hold them accountable. At the end of the day, by you not voting, that trickle down effects, it also comes down to hit organization like mine, where we have to go out there and fight harder for people. So, like I said, know who you're voting for and let them know who you are. We are people empowered by the struggle. Frontline News. We love you so much. Join us each Monday at 6 p.m. We also on Patrick Henderson's Meet the People on Mondays at 11:30 a.m. WOLB 1010. So join us in our fight. Join us in our revolution, because the revolution will be live streamed.
And just letting y'all know real quick, family. So we are a 501c nonprofit. Please go out to our website, visit our website. If you'd like to donate or volunteer your time, or we do accept donations, goods and services, please reach out to us. We love y'all. We will see y'all next Monday at 6 p.m.
Good night.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.